Yo, what is up guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video we're going to go ahead and go over the carbon fiber fenders that I made for the 370Z in the rear. It's been a few months already. I have left it out in the heat for several days just to see what would happen if any problems would appear. So I did have one problem with one of the fenders only, and it started happening pretty much like the second day after I left it outside. Let me go ahead and show you guys what the fender looks like and what actually happened. Alright, so here's the 370Z. This is how everything looks. Now this side is the one that's actually pretty good. There's nothing really wrong with it. I still need to go ahead and sand it down and then buff it so it's completely perfect, really shiny. But there's no problems with this one. It just has like some orange peel and some areas where we need to go ahead and go back through it. But you can see this one is completely perfect, smooth down. Nothing really wrong with this one right here. Now let's go ahead and go to the other side so I can show you exactly what happened. So on this side right here, you can't really tell. You can kind of tell right there. If you look at this edge right here, it has like a bubble. And now it's actually pretty good. It's not that bad. But there are days where for some reason it'll lift up the carbon and it'll create a bubble. It's not super bad, but you will kind of see a bubble. You can see me kind of push it in. So right here, it's creating an indent right there. And then right here started cracking a little bit. And I think what happened was, this is the first layer that I did. So I did make a mistake on this one where I had to go ahead and sand it down again. And I feel like because it doesn't have enough resin or epoxy on it, it's too thin, so it pretty much lifted up. As with the other side, I went ahead and added multiple layers on it and it was perfectly fine. I haven't had any issues with that when it's not lifting or anything. Another thing that I feel like it could be is on this side only, we added some primer. And I feel like the primer didn't stick properly and it lifted it up as well, causing the resin not to actually bond to the panel itself properly. So I feel like that could be an issue as well. I would suggest that if you guys are doing this, to make sure to go ahead and use a stronger grit, for example like 80, to really make some scuff marks in there so the adhesive actually sticks on there properly. That is the only thing that I can think of why it happened, because the other side is perfectly fine. It's not lifting or anything. This is the only side where that happened. Like you can kind of see right here. Oh, you can definitely see that. See how I can push it in? Now it's not really noticeable, like you can't really see it, especially in the sun, because it looks really shiny. You can see the carbon fiber just pop out. I'm not too worried about it. It doesn't look bad, but I do still need to go ahead and sand down both of the sides and then go ahead and polish them and buff it out so it looks perfectly shiny like the rest of the carbon fiber on the car. But other than that, it does look really sick. It looks exactly the same still, hasn't changed, it hasn't yellowed or anything. If anything, it looks pretty good. It hasn't really changed at all. If we take a close look at both of the panels, for example this front one and then this rear one, you'll easily be able to tell that that one needs to be sanded down pretty good. So if we look at this one, it's like completely smooth, nothing wrong with it. And then if we look at this side right here, you can already see like some orange peel. But that can easily be fixed. That's not really a problem at all. Once we go ahead and sand it down and buff it, it'll look a lot better. Kind of see right here that bubble right there. Like right here, you see that line. If I don't really tell you, you're not gonna really notice. I took in the Z to car shows and a few meets, and nobody has really noticed it until I tell them. Now for the Z, that is pretty much it at this point. I have been thinking about changing the front bumper just because it's really messed up. Like it's broken. You can't even tell. Like right here, that thing broke off right there. These tabs right here are broken, and then right here in the middle has that dent from the emblem. It kind of went down, and then right here the paint cracked. It has a bunch of rock chips everywhere. You can easily see them. Like right here, you can see all these chips, these big ones right here, and there's a bunch in the middle. Oh, and then right here, all of this right there, it's all cracked. All the tabs on this bumper at the bottom are all cracked. It's literally just laying on that splitter right there, since this chassis is mounted, so it supports it completely. I'm not gonna have any issues with it, but I want to get a different bumper. I kind of got tired of this one. I do like it because I have my splitter on there and I have my canards, so it's like custom made. A lot of people for some reason can't tell that it's a Nismo bumper, but I think it's because it looks really different with the splitter and the canards and everything. And then for the wheels, I want to get a different set. I want to get some black ones. Not because I don't like these, but because I daily this car right now. I do want to get another daily. I want to get something cheap. I want to get some different wheels, some reps or something, some like Cosmes, just to use for right now. I know I'm gonna have to get some wide spacers for the rear, just because the rear is wide. It's like 2 inches wider than stock. And then for the front, I did want to go ahead and wide body it as well, but the kit that I want is not really available. They don't want to sell it to me as is from Fly One, so I'm gonna have to make something custom that's gonna actually go on there, that's gonna look really sick. I'm not sure if I'm actually gonna be doing that. It's something that I have to think about. But the front tires, if you can see, they're really skinny, and I actually want to get some fatter ones, so I might be doing that in the future. I think these tires are still pretty good. Now it has the front that are 245s, and then it's a 35 sidewall, and then you have the rear, which is a 305/30. But because it's a 305 and it's a fat tire and it's a needle, it's a lot fatter, as where the front doesn't look as fat. So I think if I add a fatter tire in the front, it'll look a lot better. But the downside is that if I add a fatter tire, it's not going to be as close to the ground, so that kind of sucks. But I think it's just going to look better overall. I can feel every single bump with these tires, so I think it's just going to be better if I get a fatter tire on there. Alright guys, so other than that, everything that I explained, there's nothing else I really want to do to the car. There's one thing that is coming in. I'm not sure when it's going to be here, but it's going to be for the rear. Make sure to comment down below what you guys think it is. It's going to be really dope. Something that a lot of cars don't have for the Z right now. If not, pretty much nobody really has it. So it's going to look really sick. It's going to change the look. And it does this thing that I just think looks super dope. And it's the only reason why I purchased it. But I'll talk about it a little bit more in the next video once it comes in. It's going to be a while. I'm not sure exactly what date it is. But I'll make a video once it comes in. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and end that video right there. I'll leave a few cinematics right here and then of the car moving around, that you guys can see how the car looks at its current state. But I want to take the time to really appreciate you guys for supporting the channel. I am currently at 3,000 subscribers. I think it's like 3,300, and I did not expect to get anywhere close to that point, but it's growing, it's really getting there. But thank you guys so much for the support. I really do appreciate it. I hope by about 5K I'll do another giveaway for you guys, just to show you guys my appreciation and you guys for supporting the channel. I have a lot more plans for the channel. I do want to get another daily project car. It's gonna look pretty sick. So once I figure out exactly what I want, I know I said that I wanted a Jeep or I wanted a Tacoma, but I think I'm gonna go with a different route. I want to get something cheaper, because buying a car like that, it's super expensive. It's a lot of money, and you could use that money for something else. I want to use that money to make a bigger purchase instead of just cars. So that's the reason why I actually changed my mind. I actually want to go with something that's going to be like an adult decision instead of being just cars in here in general. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.